Hey Google, lock the car doors.
Locking the car doors.
Hey Google, red alert. So the buttons on my old key fob were starting to get flaky. It's an old key fob. It actually was a fob key, I guess, at one point, but the key long since broke out of it. So since I've owned the vehicle, it's just had a separate key and this on the key ring. And what I discovered was a little metal dome contact under the unlock, or rather the lock switch, had come off of the switch and had moved to the side, so it was no longer making contact in there. So I got new fob keys for my car and programmed them, and I decided to use the board out of the fob for a home automation door locker, and so that's what I've got here. Now this is the board from the inside of the key fob, and if you look closely, there's 3 buttons here. This is the panic alarm switch, and it still has the little metal dome. If you press this, it'll activate the panic alarm. These 2 switches, the little dome slid off. I could actually get it to work by taking the remote apart and moving the little metal dome back over the top of these, but they weren't staying in place. There's probably some dirt and oil and stuff that got in here, and this is like Kapton tape that holds it in place on these switches. So the board itself, though, is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So I added this relay board from Amazon. Now this is a 4-position relay board, and I'm only using 2 for this project as it sits, but I've got 2 free relays here that I can use for whatever. This relay board is compatible with Alexa and Google Home, Apple Homekit, if this then that, and that kind of thing. And it has its own app too, so if you don't want to use any of those services, you can just use the app. You have to use the app anyway, but the app connects to the other services if you want to use them. So I just wired the relays to the button contacts. There's points on this board that are convenient, so you'll notice that it doesn't actually go to the buttons. There's places, I used an ohmmeter in continuity check mode to find the best places or the easiest places for me to solder leads for each of the button presses. So I didn't wire up the unlock switch. Personally, I just rather be in control of unlocking the car. So this device can only lock the car and can activate the panic alarm. This board cost, I want to say $18 or $19 on Amazon. I think I may have told someone it was $14, but it's actually, I looked it up last night, it was $18. So it runs off of a 5-volt micro USB, and I printed this enclosure for it to go in just to protect it, to keep it from shorting out against things. I'll probably wall mount this or something above an outlet where I can plug it in. The key fob board gets power from a 3.2 volt supply that I found on this board. So there's no button cell battery anymore. It runs completely off of the USB input. And you can also power this with 7 to 12 volts through this terminal here, but I didn't set that up. I've got plenty of these USB chargers laying around. So only took about, I don't know, maybe half an hour, really first and last. These tiny little points on this board are very difficult to solder to, and I used a little hot snot just to keep the wire, give it a little strain relief, and keep from breaking the solder off because it's such a tiny little points. But anyway, great little project, and hopefully it's going to help me not forget